Hey, what's going on, Z Nation? Zaid here, ZSPN. And today, guys, we got some breaking news for you as it concerns the Los Angeles Lakers signing Stanley Johnson to a 10-day contract. Now, guys, before I get into the Lakers signing of Stanley Johnson to the Lakers and give you all more detail of this signing, please be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, share my videos all over Facebook, Twitter, all the good social media stuff. And of course, like always, please be sure to like my page on Facebook, ZSPN, and also follow me on Instagram and Twitter at ZSPN. I really do appreciate the love and support you guys give me all across social media and of course on this channel, ZSPN on YouTube. Much appreciated. So yeah, guys, finally, we get to hear that the Los Angeles Lakers is bringing back Stanley Johnson, and it's to a 10-day contract with the Los Angeles Lakers. And I have to say, when it comes to this particular news, I'm glad the Lakers are bringing him back because he really helped out the Lakers in a big way when it comes to defensively. Bringing that defensive ability on the Lakers side was a huge help because they were lacking that probably since Anthony Davis went down with that injury. And, you know, the Lakers in general were struggling when it came to defensively. But once Stanley Johnson was on board on the Los Angeles Lakers on that hardship 10-day contract, it was just a godsend when it comes to, you know, a guy who can really bring the defense to the table for the Los Angeles Lakers. And he can also shoot. I mean, let's not deny. I mean, the guy can be a solid 3-and-D type of shooter, so a type of a player. So when it comes down to it, the shooting side, yeah, he can bring it, but you know, it's nothing compared to what he can bring on the defensive side. And I'm not trying to say that his shooting is like an elite type of performance. I'm not trying to say that whatsoever. But when it comes down to the defensive side, he's pretty much elite when it comes to, you know, what he brings to the table. I mean, look what he did on Christmas Day against the Brooklyn Nets, against James Harden. I mean, he was all over him when it came down to that particular game. Now, sure, the Lakers lost that game, but you know, when it comes down to the defensive side, I mean, they brought it, and it was all had to do with Stanley Johnson, and you know, just kept on defending James Harden like crazy. I mean, when he was on the floor against James Harden went 0 of 5 from the field. I mean, talk about commitment on the defensive side from Stanley Johnson. I mean, that's just an incredible type of trade that we really need on this Lakers team. And, you know, the Lakers, you know, they did their due diligence and waited. And obviously, there was some mutual interest after the 10-day hardship contract expired. That, you know, there was some interest between him and the Los Angeles Lakers of bringing him back, and it was just all over. You know, when it comes to news updates of the Lakers bringing him back, it was without a doubt that it was going to happen anyway. So I'm glad the Lakers really considered bringing him back and putting him on the roster on a 10-day contract, because when it comes down to that 10-day contract, I mean, this is just a smart move on the Lakers' part because, you know, you never know. I mean, the Lakers, you know, when once the trade market approaches, excuse me, I had to think about it for a bit. When it comes down to, you know, the trade deadline, obviously when it comes all said and done, I mean, the Lakers are looking at all options for somehow to improve the team moving forward. And, you know, by just having Stanley Johnson being signed to 10-day contracts, I mean, it is something that I think that, you know, it's just going to be temporarily until the Lakers, if they can't find any like trade type of scenarios that will, you know, help the Lakers big time, then, you know, he could, you know, eventually sign to the Lakers for the remainder of the season. So, but, you know, we just hope that he just keeps this momentum and this ability that he is well known for, you know, since he came to the Los Angeles Lakers, and that is that bringing that defense to the Los Angeles Lakers. And you know, I have to say, guys, I'm really glad that the Lakers really brought him back. And it was already speculated that he was, but you know, we just had to wait and see the notifications from David. Well, obviously David McMenamin announced that, but obviously the Lakers making that announcement was something that we just needed to wait from them. So I'm glad he's back, and you never know about the trade deadline. Anything could happen when it comes to certain players being attached to potentially like contract. No, excuse me, trade packages that will obviously make a big difference for the team. But it just still remains to be seen about what's the Lakers' interest in. They could be interested in Jeremy Grant, maybe a Christian Wood type of scenario when it comes to finding another big that can be a great 3-and-D type of player. Similar traits to what Stanley Johnson, Trevor Ariza is. So, hopefully maybe somebody like Jeremy Grant will be somebody that the Lakers would target, but you never know. There's a lot of interest when it comes to maybe the Lakers can go for, I don't know, maybe even bigger, maybe like a Miles Turner or just, somebody out there that would be a huge help for the team. Because, all expectations now is always been when it comes to the Lakers is to win championships. And that's the main goal when it comes down to that. And, Rob Pelinka and the Lakers organization are going to do whatever it takes to see what is the best fit for the Lakers when it comes to building a strong team moving forward, because the expectation is still there, and hopefully the Lakers will find some sort of way for them to potentially turn this season around and hopefully start winning games moving forward, because winning easy games like the Kings and the OKC Thunder type of games, I mean, that's just easy winnable type of matchups, even though the Lakers haven't been living up to that. But when it comes down to it, I mean, those are the type of matchups that's like easy to win. But the high level type of matchups like the Brooklyn Nets, the Phoenix Suns, those type of matchups, that's where it all matters most when it comes to playoff time. So we just have to wait and see. I mean, obviously, if the Lakers don't find any trades that will benefit the team, they will obviously give a Stanley Johnson a legitimate contract that will keep him for the rest of the season. So we just have to wait and see about that, but judging by the relationship between Stanley Johnson and the Lakers, it looks like that he will be with the Lakers for a lengthy period of time. I mean, it's just what he brought to the table for the Lakers on the defensive side. And Frank Vogel raves about him. I mean, he even put him in the starting lineup. I mean, that just tells you that, the Lakers, the coaching staff admire his defensive efforts. And hopefully he just does bring that to the table moving forward. But, we just have to wait and see, as I mentioned, when it comes to trades that could change things moving forward. But I just saw like a tweet before making this video that the Lakers are also shopping, Kent Bazemore and DeAndre Jordan. So just real quick, I want to give you all my thoughts about that. But when it comes down to it, the reason the Lakers are, making those particular players on the trade market is because if they decide to waive them, it will be against the luxury tax. So obviously the Lakers don't want that to happen and just, ended up paying them, or just obviously, yeah, instead of just paying them as a waived free agent, then it's better for them to just, trade them to a potential team and let them pay their contract. And it's not really that big. I mean, obviously it's just veteran minimums. But, the Lakers don't want to be in that particular position because, moving forward, going into the offseason potentially, the Lakers want to build a team around LeBron and Anthony Davis and potentially Russell Westbrook, if no trades were out there for Russell Westbrook. But I don't really think a trade will be out there for him at the trade deadline. But you never know. Things may happen in the NBA that just shocks us. So we just have to, just wait and see about the Lakers, what they will do when it comes to improving the team moving forward. And, February is just, a month away. So obviously, the Lakers and Rob Pelinka, they have some work to do when it comes to improving the team moving forward. And when it comes to Stanley Johnson, I'm glad he's back, and hopefully he continues on this great performance that he's been giving us for these past couple of games on the defensive side. And when it comes to shooting, he can throw some here and there, but we really want him to be that defensive juggernaut when it comes to what we witnessed on Christmas Day against the Brooklyn Nets and James Harden. Hopefully we can see that more often moving forward. So it's great to have him back, and I know Laker fans are happy to see him back, and just really can't wait to see more out of him moving forward. So guys, please comment down below, like, subscribe to the channel. Please give me your thoughts about the Lakers signing of Stanley Johnson to a 10-day contract. Do you think it's a smart move by the Los Angeles Lakers, or do you think that the Lakers should have given him a contract that would keep him for the remainder of the season? I just think that a 10-day contract is kind of a smart move by the Lakers, because you never know who will be available when it comes to trade deadlines, or maybe buyout market scenarios. I mean, you never know. The Lakers could go after somebody that will be a huge help for them on the trade block, or potentially who will get potentially waived in the buyout market. That will be a big help for them also. I mean, the Lakers have a history of going after players in the buyout market that will be a huge game changer. I mean, look at Markieff Morris. We won a championship because of that signing. So when it comes down to it, I mean, the Lakers have to do whatever it takes to see what's best for the team. And, I trust Rob Pelinka when it comes to building this team, and, hopefully for the better moving forward. So guys, please comment down below, like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next video. Make sure to like all of my social media sites, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at ZSPN, and hit that notification bell so you will know when I upload on this channel. And I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Go Lakers. Take it easy, guys. Stay safe out there.